title of today's message is A Picture of Your Husband. Hey! Can you picture your husband? Last Sunday, I shared how, I told Janet to write a list of what she wants in a man, what she wants in a husband. And it worked for her. It worked for me. I wrote my list in 2019, 7 years ago, and I got it in 2019. You're writing your list in 2026, and you're getting it in 2026, okay? So the H in husband stands for headway. When you meet the right person, you would experience progress, forward movement. It would not make you feel like you're going backward. It's not going to dilute the peace that you're already experiencing. When Boaz came into Ruth's life, remember, she was coming from Moab. She was coming from problems. She had made a decision to follow her mother-in-law, to serve, to be functional, to be useful. So you, Chioma, watching me, you're doing everything right. You're living your life. You have a mind of your own. And one man just strolls into your life. And you can see that if you be with this person, it will look as if your life is not making headway. That's not God's will for you. So take your sheet of paper and your biro. I'll wait. Thank you. Number 1, a man with progressive mindset. Mindset, very important. Number 2, a man who encourages my growth. Someone that does not understand what growth is himself cannot encourage your growth, okay? A lot of ladies have asked me, can you help me write my list of what I want in a man? I cannot write it for you. You have to write it from an understanding. Everything happens from within. Do you understand? A man who encourages my growth. That's number 2. Number 3, a man who is not comfortable with mediocrity. I always tell you, you don't marry who you want, you marry who you are. So if you don't know what peace feels like, how can you even say you want a peaceful man? Number 2, the U in husband stands for understanding. You will get yourselves. You will just say, baby, I get you, I understand you. You won't need to explain too much. When you find yourself always explaining, trying to tell him your mind, tell him how things are, tell him what you are thinking, is not the right person for you. It's not God's will for you. So go into your list and write number 4, a man who listens intentionally. Because if you don't listen, you can't understand. And you might not appreciate an understanding man until you get married, right? Number 5, a man who is emotionally intelligent. Number 6, a man who responds with wisdom, not ego. You can pause the video. So imagine you having a picture of what you want and you actually get it. If you work on yourself, if you are intentional, to the tiniest detail, you will get what you want. If you don't want a man that likes to see onions in his food, because you don't like to see onions in your food, God is that detailed about your life. Oh, God is in the details. So what was I saying? Understanding. A man that does not understand you, or you guys don't understand the same language. When I mean language, I don't mean human language, but you're not on the same mental frequency, is not for you. Leave him for the next woman. It's another woman's odogu, and it doesn't make you a bad person, or it does not make you not lovable. I always tell you, you are the queen in your kingdom. Number 3, security. What is security? Security is the assurance of safety. It's a guarantee of safety. When a bank employs security because they have valuables in their building, they are trying to guarantee, ensure, and assure safety. So when you meet the right man, it will make you feel safe. You won't be walking on eggshells or looking over your shoulders. You won't constantly be on survival mode. And that starts from when you are still friends. A lot of people want to start dating. You meet a guy last week and you're already dating this week. Based on which information? It shows that you're not a serious person. Yes. For a couple of months, you will still be friends because you don't know this person at all. And you want the person to be in your future. You don't even know what the person's future looks like. So there is no particular amount of time with which I would say you should do the talking stage, but there are some things that you know that is not reasonable. You can't meet a guy at the gym today and by next week you're already dating. Number 7 on your list, a man who is consistent in character. Security. A man that is not consistent in character, you will not really understand yourself. Today is up, tomorrow is down, is impulsive. Number 8, a man who is truthful and trustworthy. That helps you to feel safe, secure. You can sleep with your eyes closed. Not someone that tells lies. Number 9, a man with integrity and honor. Can he keep to his words? Those are the things that will make you feel safe. Not just how he behaves with you, but how he behaves with other people, the people that don't matter to him, the people that he is familiar with. These things are not hidden. 99% of people that enter wrong relationships, they saw the signs from the beginning. And when you stay in a relationship, you know you're not meant to be there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You're not a victim. Don't come out and do story time. Oh. You are not. You are an active participant. Yeah, I'm a victim of dating the wrong person. Yes, maybe in year 1, but choose yourself, girl. You have the power within you. Number 10. Okay, before we go into number 10, we have to go into what the B in husband stands for. Building. What is he building? What is he doing? Where is he going? Is he a man of vision? If you're a woman of value, you need a man of vision, not a man of vibes. Oh. Someone should me write in the comment section, vision over vibes. Fire, fire, fire. Write it in caps lock. Vision over vibes. You are a woman of value. You know what God has committed into your hands. You can't just settle with anybody. You are building something. He must be building something. He must be intentional about what God has committed into his hands. He must have an agenda for his calendar. So you guys are talking. In talking stage, you're asking him, oh, so what are you doing tomorrow? What do you want to do tomorrow? And he can't just even give you an idea of what his day is going to be like. Even when he says he wants to do something, he will hardly follow through. He will blame people, blame his boss, blame his grandfather that has died 10 years ago, blame circumstances. He is always a victim. That's not your husband material. You can't build with such person. So number 10 on your list, a man who is purpose driven. I remember I have this on my list. I have 23 things on my list and they're all ticked. In fact, I got and more because the blessing of God maketh rich and added no sorrow. Yes, when God gives you something that you ask for, when you invite him into what you actually want, it will give you more than what you ask for. Yeah, even inside the marriage, you'll still be having convictions like, no, I made the right choice. I'm meant to be with this person. So a man who is purpose driven. Number 11, a man who is disciplined and excels in his affairs. Disciplined to follow through with what he's building. A wise woman builds her home. So you get building materials. I always ask my husband that. Number 12, a man who is rich and resourceful, rich in ideas, rich in vision, rich in resources, a man that can picture his future. I always say, if you cannot picture his future, you can't feature in that future. Because what are you helping him to do? A man that does not have what he's building, does not really have direction. You'll always be struggling to follow such person. You must have a sense of purpose, especially if you also have a sense of purpose. Very important. The A in husband stands for alignment. In talking stage, your perspectives would align. Your values, your view to life, your orientation will not clash. You will see things the same way. Oh, this can a Christian marry a Muslim? Man, there's a Muslim guy toasting me. It's about alignment. Do our values align? Do we do things the same way? I know it might not matter now. But you see, this is one of the biggest problems in marriage. And the devil capitalizes on this alignment issue, matching the wrong person to the wrong person. So the children that they bring forth are already confused. They lack a sense of identity. When you marry someone you're not aligned with, you're being selfish. Not just to your children, but to other people, to generations. Because now that one is trying to find his or her identity. Confused. They cannot even choose healthy love. When a car does not have correct alignment, do you know what happens? It will be entering the bush. You will be struggling with the steering to make it go straight. That's where you'll be struggling to be married to that person. Your values must align in the little things, but fundamental. He believes in education. You don't believe in education. You don't align. You believe in paying tithes. He doesn't believe in paying tithes. You don't align. And I'm saying this thing because as a woman, you are usually on the receiving end. Like you will have to, you fall to the level of the leadership that you follow. So on your list, this is a picture of your husband. Number 13, a man who shares my values. Yes. Now the question is, what are your values? Do you have a mind of your own? Yeah, because for example, one of my values would be I'm purpose driven. I'm impact oriented. I don't like to obsess over problems. I'm very solution driven. Let me just share those ones. So I cannot be with somebody that does not have that kind of imagination. Now, you have to ask yourself, do I have the values? Because you don't marry who you want, you marry who you are. You marry from your level of transformation. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, there was a guy that looks like the right person for you, but as you leveled up in your thinking, even at that time, you would know that this person is not the right person for me, because you have a sense of your future. So a man that shares my values. So if you are scared when I say you should write a man who shares your values, then you need to work on yourself, because I can confidently say I want a man that shares similar values as I do, or as I have. Number 14, a man who is godly and spiritually awakened. Very important. Number 15, a man who I can look up to as husband and father for your children, if you want to have. The N in husband stands for nurturing. The man, the husband, is the groom. He will care about your feelings, your future, and your flourishing right from the talking stage. Always have this at the back of your mind. When a man is interested in you, he's trying to impress you. He's trying to give you attention, information, affection. He'll be telling you everything that will make you feel like you're making the right choice. He can be the wrong person, but if that ingredient is missing, and Madam Tuli called me, the last time he called me was 3 weeks ago. He's not interested now. Men are very one way in nature. They open one tab, they finish with it, and they shut down. One day I asked my husband, how is it easy for a man to be talking to multiple girls? He said he's not serious with all of them, or he's only serious with one. So when you're struggling for his attention, that's not somebody that can nurture you, because he doesn't care about your feelings. So when you meet the right man, he will nurture you. Yeah. He would pour into you. You will tell him just one small information. He will remember, because his mind is there. He's not trying to multitask with you. He cares about your future. If you find yourself shrinking, you have to adjust. You have to become somebody else significantly just to keep him around. I don't even care if he's significant. Me, I don't even like being in discomfort. I want to be myself. On my list, I have I should have brought my list. It's upstairs in one of my bookshelf. It's like a very dirty looking list. But I've shared it. If you've been watching my Sunday messages since like the beginning, I've actually shared that list before. I've showed you guys that list before. So on that list, I have a man that I can be myself with, that will not try to force me to become somebody else. Like, I like to be myself. If I'm going to invite you into my space, into my life, and you will make me feel cringe, or bruh, we can't be friends, let alone lovers. Nah, we can't be friends. So on that list, you're going to write number 16, right? Yeah. A man who is kind and gentle. That's someone that can nurture you. I have it on my list. A man who is kind. And I got it. Number 17, a man who supports my dreams and protects my peace. I said he must care about your feelings, your future, and your flourishing. So number 18, a man who prioritizes my interests. Yeah. Oh, somebody is thinking, is this not too much for men? It's not too much. We are even on a series, dear men. There's no way a man will be doing all he's supposed to do and have energy or strength to be keeping another family. All those men that will lose that they will die, and the wife will find out that he has another life, another family. He's not busy enough. I even tell married women, keep this man busy. Why are you doing everything? Let him have work on his hands. Let him not have any extra time. Men have strength though. Execution strength. So a man who prioritizes my interests. Number 19, a man who will get there. So the D in husband stands for direction. Direction is about a source of inspiration. So when you meet the right person, there will be a sense of direction, and that direction would align. Abraham, because he could receive from God directly, he could lead his family. And God said, I trust Abraham to instruct his household. You see, your submission as a woman, as a wife, really depends on this direction. If a man does not have direction. Number 19, a man who has divine intelligence. Divine intelligence. A man that has direction is a man that knows where he's going, because he knows who is leading him. That's the kind of man I can follow. That's the kind of man you can follow, because you know what you carry. Yes. Oh, someone writes in the comment section, I know what I carry and I know who I would follow. You have a picture. You might have not met him, but you have a picture of who you're going to follow. So when he comes, you will know. You will know. Number 20, a man who leads with clarity. That's intelligence. Number 21, a man who is decisive and intentional. Have you been with those men that cannot decide? They cannot decide whether they want to go left or right. A man who is decisive and intentional. So now that you have your list, keep it safe in your Bible, in your journal, in your Bible
episode. Please let me know what you have learned. Please like and share with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remain blessed. And before you go, I want to say congratulations because you are next.